Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jason, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately asking ever since I went over to my new vehicle. And that is, what are some cheaper options to X vehicle that I'm looking for? Let's say you're looking for the 3rd gen Tacoma and you want something very similar, but you don't want to spend that kind of money. So there are some options for you for pretty much every vehicle. And I'm going to cover 10 here today that I think will be very helpful. If you guys like this series, comment below some ones that you think I missed, and we will do another video talking about this because I think it's really important for people to find the budget option instead of going out and spending tons of money, getting locked into a payment, and being upside down on a loan that you really can't get out of if you don't actually like the vehicle. So let's go ahead and get started. 1st gen Toyota Tundra instead of a 3rd gen Tacoma. The 1st gen Tundra is going to have a bigger engine, better towing capacity, more space, and often it's cheaper because it's not as trendy as the Toyota Tacoma. Also built like a tank. The 1st gen Tundra is a hidden gem. It's roughly the same size as a modern Tacoma, but comes with a V8 engine and real full-size capability. It's incredibly reliable, simple to work on, and offers more power and comfort than many mid-sized trucks today. While everyone's hunting for Tacomas with the 4-cylinder or the 3.5-liter V6, the Tundra quietly delivers better torque, towing, and interior space for much less money. And thanks to the massive aftermarket for Toyota trucks, suspension upgrades, bed storage, and armor, those things are very easy to source. I actually had a 2nd gen, and if you could find one of those early 2007 to 2010 ones, those are also a really great option as well. A Lexus GX470 instead of a 5th gen 4Runner. The GX470 is essentially a luxury version of the Land Cruiser Prado. This vehicle shares much of its underpinnings with the Toyota 4Runner. I've personally had both the GX470 and the 5th gen 4Runner. You are actually looking at footage here of my GX470, and I gotta say, I actually think I might like this GX a little bit better. Very similar platform, but there were actually a lot of features that didn't come on the 4Runner that did come on the GX470. So technically the GX460 is a better comparison to the 5th gen, but that's actually going to go up a lot in price, and it's not going to be technically as reliable. The GX470 comes with a 4.7-liter V8 full-time 4-wheel drive with a center locking differential and available KDSS. KDSS stands for Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System. I do not have that on mine, and I would look for one that doesn't have that, but a lot of people do like that KDSS system. Despite being heavier than the 4Runner, it has more torque, better towing capacity, and the interior comfort of a Lexus luxury vehicle. Off-road, it's more capable than people expect, especially with a mild lift, armor, and tires. Because it's branded as a Lexus, it often gets overlooked in the off-road world, which means you can pick up one for thousands less than the Overland built 4Runner. I will say the word is sort of out on these GX470s. A lot of guys that had the 5th gen are now converting over to this, but you can still get a really great deal on this, so I'm still going to keep it on the list. Toyota Sequoia instead of a Land Cruiser. The Sequoia shares much of its drivetrain and frame with the Land Cruiser and Tundra. This includes 2 very bulletproof engines like the 4.7-liter iForce V8 as well as the 5.7-liter V8 like the one that was in my old Tundra. It has a full-frame chassis, solid off-road potential, and more room inside than a Land Cruiser. While it doesn't come with the same level of off-road pedigree in its stock form, it can easily be upgraded with aftermarket parts, many of which actually do cross over from other Toyota platforms. Sometimes you will be able to fit a Land Cruiser part on here, and other times you'll probably be able to put a Tundra part on the Sequoia. It's a killer overland rig for families or anyone that wants space and comfort without dropping $24,000 on an aging Land Cruiser. In my opinion, it's about the same size, about the same comfort, and with a little bit of modification, it's going to be just as capable as the Land Cruiser. A Nissan Xtera instead of a 4Runner. The Xtera, especially in the Pro 4X trim, is one of the most underrated off-roaders on the market. It's built on a rugged F-Alpha platform with a solid rear axle, low-range four-wheel drive, and excellent approach and departure angles. The Pro 4X models come with skid plates, a locking rear differential, and also hill descent control. It is reliable, it's mod-friendly, and significantly cheaper than a Wrangler or a 4Runner of the same year. Plus, you're not paying for that Jeep tax or the Toyota tax. I know here in Colorado, a Toyota is tough to come by for a decent price, so an Xtera is actually an excellent option. You just slap on some 33s, these things are pretty much trail ready. The Chevy Avalanche Z71 instead of a Tacoma or a Tundra. So this one is a very strange one, but hear me out on this. Avalanche is basically a Silverado with a unique bed configuration and more cabin flexibility. Now, if you could find this one for the right price, the Z71 trim, this includes off-road suspension, skid plates, and four-wheel drive. It is a big, comfy, capable truck that can haul gear, sleep too comfortably, and with the option of folding down the midgate, you can sleep in both the cabin and in the truck bed at the same time. It's actually very off-road capable, and you can tackle moderate trails with ease. It's basically a stubby, full-size truck. While it is going to be heavier and less nimble than a Tacoma, you gain power, storage, and comfort. They're often dirt cheap, even while well-maintained, and they are perfect for someone who needs a truck for camping and gear hauling without spending $40,000. Again, my favorite part of this is if you just fold down that middle section, you're going to be able to sleep in both the cab and the truck bed. It is such an easy no-brainer. You wouldn't even have to get a tent for this one. You can just set up your bed in there and you're in the cab and in the truck bed. It's so cool. Now, it is going to be a bit large for some narrow trails, but for the regular outdoorsy person, it's probably going to fit in most places. A Subaru Forester or the XT instead of a Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition. The Forester is a fairly capable soft-roader. I used to actually have one of these before I bought my 4Runner. I actually really loved this thing. It is so light and nimble. If you can find it, the Forester XT is the turbocharged sleeper wagon of the outdoor world. If you can find that XT, I would actually scoop that one up if I had the choice between the XT and the standard one. It is definitely not a rock crawler by any means, but with symmetrical all-wheel drive, decent ground clearance, and quick torque delivery, it's way more capable than most people think. With some all-terrain tires, a small little lift, and some underbody protection, it becomes a surprisingly competent, what we would call soft roader rather than a heavy off-roader. It's cheaper and more engaging to drive than the newer Outback Wilderness, and it doesn't come with a lot of the issues that plague the modern Subarus. Plus, if you really want to, you can get that rally car vibe in a camp-ready package. I'm not saying to go out and rock crawl this thing, but for what most of us do and most of the people I know do, this is going to be perfect for most people out there. Mitsubishi Montero instead of a 4Runner. This one is a global Overland favorite. The Montero, also known as the Pajero overseas, is a rugged, actually underappreciated SUV within the US. A four-wheel drive system with selectable modes, and often a rear locker. It's comfortable, it's durable, and surprisingly cheap thanks to the fact that Mitsubishi just really isn't that popular in the US. While parts might be a little harder to find, you're basically getting a Land Cruiser capability at half the price. Perfect for somebody who wants to stand out and still go anywhere they want in a very capable vehicle. A Ford Expedition rather than a Sequoia or a Land Cruiser. While the Expedition doesn't scream Overland rig out of the gate, it's a very capable SUV when properly equipped. Earlier models came with a body-on-frame construction, available low-range four-wheel drive, and enough room for overland builds with sleeping platforms or just for gear storage inside. There are different engines and configurations for different years, but the 5.4-liter Triton V8 is very durable if maintained well, and you can find these for a few grand in pretty decent shape. It's a great platform for someone who wants space, utility, and affordability, and someone who doesn't mind putting in a little work to make it trail ready. A Jeep Cherokee XJ instead of a Wrangler. The Jeep Cherokee XJ is one of the most iconic budget off-roaders of all time. Most importantly, that bulletproof 4.0-liter inline-six engine. While it doesn't have the removable doors and roof of a Wrangler, it makes up for that with better cargo space, a lower center of gravity, and significantly more comfort on long drives. The XJ has a massive aftermarket following, it's easy to work on, and parts are pretty much everywhere. With just a small lift in 31s, it'll almost go anywhere a Wrangler can, and for a lot less money. In my opinion, it is the ultimate bang for your buck trail rig that's still highly respected in the off-road world. A Suzuki Grand Vitara rather than a Subaru Crosstrek or a two-door Wrangler. Okay guys, don't laugh. The Grand Vitara is a hidden off-road gem that no one talks about. A lot of this stuff is different throughout the years, but for the most part it has a body-on-frame construction in those earlier years, a proper four-wheel drive system with a low range, and is lightweight enough to go in places heavier rigs might struggle. It is not fast, but it is reliable, easy to maintain, and it's super cheap. With a lift kit, all-terrain tires, and basic skid plates, it becomes an absolute mountain goat. If you want to build something unique, capable, and budget-friendly, this is a sleeper, absolutely worth checking out. The cool thing about this is it comes in a bunch of different configurations. If you're in the Overland world, they also made a third row option that's perfect for overlanding, or people that just need a bit more space. But if you want a short little stubby off-roader, you can also get those shorter ones for better off-road prowess. Alright, so which one is going to be my favorite? Well, I think it's kind of obvious. It's the Lexus GX. I love this GX, and maybe I'm a little biased because I did go out and buy this, but I do think it's the best bang for your buck while you're still getting that Toyota reliability and something that feels very modern and luxurious. Mine is a 2004, and I swear it feels like something from the 2010s, almost up to like a 2018. It's going to be very off-road capable, it's going to be able to tow, it's going to be able to haul, and you can use it as a daily driver as well as an off-roader. That being said, guys, let me know below which one is your favorite. Did I miss something and maybe I should include it in the next video? Please let me know below. Thanks for stopping by and checking this out. I'll see you guys in the next video.